Welcome to One Guy, One Course, One Disc. We are here today at Herman C Michael in Bishop, Georgia, just south of Athens. So let's go take a look at the course. Hole 1 is a 283-foot par 3 that you're going to want to swing out left to get around this tree. If you end up to the right, it's going to give you a tough putt because there's a lot of low-hanging branches. But this tree is about 30 feet in front of the basket, so ideally you want to get past the tree on your first shot. But once you finish hole 1, you'll find hole 2 to your left. Hole 2 is a 222-foot par 3 that's going to go down 12 feet. It's 200 feet to this tree in front of the basket. Once again, coming in from the left is going to be a lot easier, but once you finish hole 2, hole 3 is going to be to your right. Hole 3 is a 188-foot par 3. It's 85 feet to get to this gap, which is about 7 feet wide. It's up 15 feet, and then 103 feet to the basket. And once you finish hole 3, you're going to find hole 4 to your left. Hole 4 is a 226-foot downhill 20 feet par 3. Like with a lot of holes on this course, good luck finding the correct line. There's a lot of trees you gotta miss. Just find a gap that you feel you can hit and throw it to the basket. Once you finish hole 4, hole 5 is down the hill across the path. Hole 5 is a 257-foot par 3. It's going to be 104 feet to this tree here. Ideally, you want to come left to right into the basket so the hillside stops your disc. If you come from the right, there's a chance you could skip into the water, which is 45 feet from the basket. And once you finish hole 5, you'll find hole 6 off to the left across the footpath. Hole 6 is a 168-foot par 3 that goes uphill 24 feet. You're going to want to pick a gap that you think you can hit and try and get it past all these guardian trees that are around the basket. But once you finish hole 6, you'll find hole 7 to your left. Hole 7 is a par 3, 172 feet. Once again, you're just going to want to find a gap you can hit and hope that you can miss all the trees. Just be careful of bouncing left off a tree into the water. Once you finish hole 7, the path to hole 8 is going to be to your left. Hole 8 is a 257-foot par 3 that goes straight and then is going to turn a little bit to the right. It's 164 feet to get to the tree that's coming up here on our right, and this is about where you want to start to turn to the basket. And once you finish hole number 8, hole 9 will be across the bridge straight ahead of you. Hole 9 is a 280-foot par 3, which doesn't give you a lot of room to work with the nearest gap being about 5 feet. It's downhill 15 feet. It's going to be 224 feet to get to the turn. And then after this small little tree here on the left, you're going to want to turn to the left to get to the basket. And once you finish hole number 9, hole 10 will be right up in front of you. Hole 10 is a 228-foot par 3 that's going to go uphill 14 feet. Ideally, you just want to throw something straight to get through these trees to get to the basket. But once you finish hole number 10, you're going to find tee pad 11 off to your right. Hole 11 is a 180-foot par 3 that goes downhill 20 feet. It's going to turn to the left pretty much the whole way. And once you finish hole number 11, you'll find hole 12 up the hill to the left, out of the woods, and then you're going to go to the right. Hole 12 is a 302-foot par 3 that's going to go uphill 9 feet. You're going to want to throw something to the left of these trees and let it come back right to give you hopefully a look for birdie. And once you finish hole number 12, you'll find hole 13 to the left on the other side of that green shed. Hole 13 is a 173-foot par 3. Once again, you're going to have to weave your way through a bunch of trees to get to the basket. But once you finish hole 13, you're going to find hole 14 back behind us to the right. Hole 14 is a 211-foot par 3. This is going to be 105 feet to get through this gap right here. And then once you get through this gap, you're going to have to miss a few other trees to get close to the basket. But once you finish hole 14, you're going to find hole 15 to your right across the parking lot. Hole 15 is the longest hole in this course at 314 feet. You're going to want to throw something out to the left of these trees here to give you the best chance at getting to the basket. The last tree here is at 255 feet, and then the basket is just past it to the right. And once you finish hole 15, you're going to want to walk straight to the tree line across the path. Hole 16 is a 299-foot par 3. You need to be careful on your tee shot not to throw it up because of that hill, or else you're going to stall out sooner than you want to. But once you finish hole number 16, you'll find hole number 17 behind us to the left, and then across the walking path. Hole 17 is a 208-foot par 3. You want to be careful off the tee because 18's tee is right there to the left. But once you get finished with hole number 17, go back and to the left to get to hole 18. Hole 18 is a 213-foot par 3. It's a pretty straight shot, so just get something up there. And once you finish hole 18, the parking lot is going to be to your left. So that's Herman C Michael. So let's take a look at today's disc. It's going to be the MVP Uplink. It is a 5.5 minus 3.5. So let's see how it does here today at Herman C Michael. No, Josh, that was awful. And the roll, it's off. Oh, missed it. Kidding me. of it. Get out of it. Oh. Oh. Oh, come on. Get up there. So there you have the Uplink here at Herman C Michael. As far as the Uplink goes, I would definitely recommend this disc. Even when you first get it, it's probably going to turn for you. It's a great disc to pair with a stable mid-range and an overstable mid-range. That way you can, no matter what the shot is, you have something in the mid-range range. But as you saw, if I put it flat, it turned over really well. I could put it on highs or it flipped up to flat. So all in all, it's a great disc. I would highly recommend it. As far as Herman C Michael, it got a 5.8 overall score. There are a lot of factors that brought the score down, but the layout, the tee pads, those were probably some of the major factors. But even though it got a low score, I would still say come out and check it out. In the woods, there's some very tight lines, so you're gonna really have to make sure you're accurate in the woods. Out in the open though, there's some great just grip it and rip it type shots, so it's a great course to practice at. It's good for beginners because it is a shorter course. so it's still manageable to get up and down. The rough isn't too bad, so even if you're off the fairway, you can easily get par, maybe even save a birdie if you're lucky. But all in all, it's a good course to come to, at least check out. But until next time, off to the next course.